Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tip of the Hats 2016. And we're heading into the surfing segment.
Yes.
And this is one of my favorite segments. My name is Mr. Slynn. With me on the couch is Curtis Truck Russ.
Hello.
Kurt and I go way back.
We do.
And last year we did surfing as well, but this year is pretty hype.
Yeah, we're actually doing it in TF2 this time around, and it should be pretty interesting. We got the surfers lined up and ready to go. And
Yeah. We should probably explain surfing for those of you
Yeah.
guys who aren't familiar with the game that much, but it's basically a obstacle course, skill surfing, where you're sliding on these walls, and if you slide down a ramp, you gain speed. If you slide up a ramp, you're gaining height, and these surfers are trying to get to the end of the map as quickly as they can.
yep, and that's the simplest way to put it. And it's very complex. At its simplest core, it's very, very simple and easy, but it can get very complex, as you guys will see in a few moments here.
Yeah.
As are we in with the surfers yet, or what? What's going on?
I'm not quite sure, but let's talk a little bit about the charity that we're
Of course.
benefiting, One Step Camp. It's a really great cause. We have a couple more bid wars, I guess we're going for, the incentives. Co-op pubs, where two players will play some pubs in TF2 with one controlling the keyboard and the mouse. Then you have Pyro Hero, which is someone going to be playing Pyro with a Guitar Hero controller.
That would be Lang.
Okay, and then the Scout voice actor, Nathan, will come in
And he's going to pub Scout as Scout.
that will be incredible.
Yeah,
And
that's the
that one's
donation incentive.
That one's one of the more popular ones going right now. And then Keep Talking, the delay echo for Keep Talking and No
Yes.
One Explodes.
Hopefully
which
that
is,
makes it, because that's going to be
it's
ridiculous.
a really fun game.
So we do have the surfers here. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah,
How you guys doing?
like a billion of us in here. Spectacular.
Good.
Cool.
Doing great.
Welcome to Tip of the Hats, and we're excited to have you on to showcase some of the surfing.
So are we in game, or
Can we do
you
a
ready
roll,
to go?
Can we do a roll
I'm ready.
call of guys that are in the voice?
Oh,
with
that
us?
might take a while.
Okay.
Well, we could do it one by one as each surfer does the map. And this time around, we do have a plugin that helps us keep track of who's in first as far as races go. So we're going to be doing a lot of races here. And what is this first map we got?
It's Surf Transient,
Okay.
made by a lot of TF2 people. I can't really name them all.
Well, if you guys want to get going, let's do this.
All right,
Slim,
does anyone want to give a countdown or?
Yeah, Slynn, do you want to do it?
3, 2, 1, surf, fish.
Fish.
All right, to get started, this map has a little bit of a history. Malt put this map together with a bunch of other mappers as a collaboration. A long time ago, an idea started up to make a resurf collaboration community map, and that never really happened. But Malt kind of wanted to give it another try, and this is the map they came up with.
Oh yeah, I actually
never
played this map
even-
recently. It is very nice. Every single stage is made by a different community member, and all the stages are very unique and interesting. The last few stages are quite confusing, actually, as we approach them shortly. A lot of surf maps are quite short, so we'll be going through a lot of them.
Yeah, and we've got a bit of a race going on here with 3 different surfers at the same time, so we'll be swapping different perspectives. But I love surfing. It's one of my favorite activities to do in TF2 because it's so chill. And as you saw from the intro to the segment, you just put on some music, you just hang out, and there's no combat. You're just kind of floating through these maps. But it's a really great way to practice movement, and it's really challenging if you get to the later stages of surfing.
Yeah, you can get competitive or just surf casually. It's a very relaxing experience regardless. And as for these people here, these are some of the best surfers in the world and in TF2. So we do have a lot of complex maps lined up.
What's the name of this map again?
Surf Transient, I believe?
Transient.
That's correct.
It's made by mainly TF2 surfers.
Wow, that's really cool. I know there's a bunch of different surfing communities throughout different games, but the TF2 surfing community is pretty tight.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Surfing is a very interesting community as it is divided between several different games, but all the players... At least from my experience, most of the players kind of dip into each game, which the top 3 being TF2, CSGO, and Counter-Strike Source. There are slight differences between each game. Some maps are exclusive to certain games, and many community members port maps that are made for these specific games to the other games, so
Sure.
the community can enjoy all the maps.
Now, Kurt, like you're a much better surfer than I am, so maybe you can explain for the audience what are the controls for surfing? How do you actually slide on the ramps? Like, how are you able to do this?
Well, if you're familiar with air strafing on the Source engine and in Team Fortress 2, you want to be holding the direction you are moving your mouse. So I'm not sure if we can turn S keys on, but generally, oh, we got the console open. But generally, you're going to be strafing towards the ramp, aiming your mouse in a direction to either gain more speed or get a proper angle to approach the next ramp. And depending on how the map layout is, that is what these players are going to be doing.
Yeah, so if you want to turn left, you would move your mouse left and hit at A, and if you want to go to the right, you would turn to the right and hold D. Air strafing is something that a lot of like the upper level of TF2 players can, do pretty proficiently, but is it something that is really difficult to learn, or how do you feel about that?
Strafing, well, we could ask some of the surfers, but in my opinion, strafing is a very basic mechanic that has a lot of depth.
So another thing on that, I hope other people get the chance to speak at some point, but another thing on that is it's quite a bit different on surf servers. There are some differences in the server configs that allow you to turn much more rapidly and keep more of that speed while you're spinning through the air.
And that has to do with the tick rate, correct?
It's actually one specific command called SV_air accelerate. The default is 10 for all Source Engine games, and basically controls how fast you slow down when you're in midair. We turn it to 150 generally for surfing, which gives you more speed as you turn as opposed to less.
So you could say you're turning 15 times as fast in these servers than you would in normal servers?
It's not a direct translation, but something like that, yeah.
Wow. Now, I know Trufflecopter's in here somewhere. I've seen his stream many times, one of my favorite surf streamers. Do we have the
It looks like Spalix wins the first.
with the win.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Representing TF2.
There you go. Yeah, there's I think most of these surfers actually are from each game. I think Spalex is from TF2, Flodgens started in CSGO, and Trufflecopter, I believe, started in CS Source, and those are the top 3 games. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I know you can surf.
Am I right?
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Hooray.
100%.
I heard you can like surf in like Portal and Left 4 Dead as well. I don't know if people actually do that.
I think it's possible to surf on every single Source Engine game. If you modded Dota 2 properly, you probably could do it.
Yeah. Now, there's 2 different kinds of surf maps. So I guess we should go into the detail about that one. There's linear, and then there's staged.
Well, it actually goes beyond that. There are combat surf maps for CSGO and TF2 and Source. For any game, there are combat surf maps. But in this, it's generally linear and staged. And stage is just that. It's just a bunch of stages put together, and linear is usually one very long stage you have to complete in one go. And the maps within the game are tiered based off of difficulty.
Sure. And the last map that we just saw was staged, and I guess we're going into another staged map.
Yes.
I want to read off a donation here from Sirius A, who donates $100. Thank you so much. He says, first time catching the event live. Glad to support such a great cause while watching people have fun playing TF2. Really looking forward to the jump and surf segments. I know a lot of people look forward to this segment because we have some of the best surfers in the world here.
Yeah, and you guys can go on, because I believe
I hate to interrupt you guys, but we have something to show you real quick.
Oh, yeah?
We have a special gift for Mr. Slindini.
Oh, jeez.
And everybody go ahead.
Humps.
Oh, I don't think the sprays are showing.
No, I can't see the sprays. No.
All right. Okay, this is what you guys need to do.
This is
one of you guys
amazing.
needs to screenshot it and then tweet it.
Yes, tweet it at us. I'll retweet it.
TotH 2016, and then we'll show it on stream when we get it. So if one of you guys can take a screenshot and then tweet that out at Tip of the Hats.
I see people in chat putting forehead slim D forehead. That's good. That's funny.
All right, well, when you guys are ready to start the next map.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I believe Not a Zombie actually made this, and he's one of the people that helped organize this event. It's a very beautiful map. Do you guys have any thoughts on it? No?
This is actually one of the easier maps in the rotation, as far as I know, because I've played this map, actually. But these guys are taking insane shortcuts that I didn't realize were possible.
Yeah, this is a great map to run just because he designed it in such a way that it's fairly easy, but there's a number of relatively difficult shortcuts that you can take that are intentional in the map design.
Wow, that's next level. So something for everybody.
Very, very fun map to play.
Is that Blocks in
Agreed.
there? Blocks. One of my favorite people.
Hello.
This was Surf. What's the name of this map?
Me, I think?
Surf me.
Surf Me.
It's a very pretty theme. You don't really see this that much in any game, and not even like TF2. These textures are, I believe, TF2 textures, but I can't even think of that many maps that use it other than maybe Egypt.
Yeah.
But this is a very pretty map.
I just want to interrupt.
Somebody really took his time with this. Sorry.
Oh yeah, we have a $300 donation.
Wow.
Yes, so that's a big deal. A Runner says, hello to all the fellow surfers out there. Joel here. Just wanted to do part for this amazing cause. Let the races begin. Hashtag one step camp. Hashtag tip of the hats. P.S. Truffle B1.
That is one of the best emotes on Twitch and Steam, the Truffle B1 and the B1 emote. So if you guys are Truffle subs, we'd like to see that in chat. Trufflecopter, one of the biggest surf streamers on Twitch. I'm not sure. Are you in Discord with us?
Yeah, I am.
What's up, man?
What up?
What is up, guys? How's
That's
everybody
a
doing?
sick shortcut right there. Yeah, I like watching your stream, Truffle, because it's just chill, man. You put the music on, you hang out, talk to the chat.
Fail stage 1 for like days.
So who won this race? Flodgen?
That was me.
Nice.
Representing TF2 again.
Good stuff.
Hell yeah.
I see LPK and Stig in there. These are names, if you surf a lot, these are names you'll see all the time because they have all the best times in the servers.
So if one of you guys could explain to me, for those that don't surf that much, why, if you're really good, why would you play an easier map a lot? What is the appeal to doing that as a surfer?
Well, for me personally, I just like to surf maps that I like. Like, it doesn't matter if it's easy or hard.
Yeah. I mean, that is the point of a video game, I guess, would be to play for fun. But
Well, yeah, but it goes beyond that, right?
Right.
There's competitive times. People try to beat each other's times, and
Yes.
on easier maps, those times can go down to like thousandths of a second.
and in these servers, they have a point system. So the more points you get, the higher your rank is, and you get points not only for completing maps, but getting better times. So if you can make like a top 10 time, you're going to get way more points than just completing the map. So I know for a lot of these guys, they compete to see who can get number 1, which is...
It's very addicting.
That's pretty much
You guys ready to
mainly.
go for the next map?
Ready to go.
Let's
3,
go. Everybody is,
2, 1, go.
So what map is this?
This is Surf Veil 2. I think it's made by Extra Festive, another TF2 surfer.
Ooh. I love the
He's
TF2
made a
surf
number of
game.
maps for us.
Yeah, the surf community and the jump community are very interesting in that they pretty much do everything for the community. They invented the mode and then they made maps for the mode.
Right.
And thousands of maps later, we are here. And as time has gone on, the mapping has just gotten more and more interesting.
Right, and there's maps that aren't only just in TF2, but also in other games like Counter-Strike, and someone, I don't know who, did the amazing work of like importing all those maps into TF2 so we can play those as well.
I think a lot of that has to do with Nasty Butler. I'm not sure who else ports TF2 maps, but I know Nasty Butler was one of the original people to help TF2 surf become a thing.
Yeah, this level is really hard, by the way. I suck so much at this level. Those curved ramps, they're tricky to get speed on or maintain your speed. Right here, this is the part I always mess up. I bump my head on the ceiling.
You are absolutely
look
right about Nasty
so
Butler. He's given us a lot of maps to start out with, but more and more people have become interested in expanding the map pool, giving us different maps, making maps of their own, and it's really helped expand the community a lot. And a lot of people are getting interested in making plugins, working on things, and improving the servers.
Yeah, Shadow Sheep's done a lot of porting maps for us.
Shout out to him. He's done quite a bit with the maps.
Whoa!
Getting a little fancy there. Did you hit the ending trigger or?
Yes, I did.
There you go.
Of course you did.
So I actually haven't played this map before. What tier is it? And whoever responds, could you explain in brief the tier system for us that don't know?
Oh man, I don't know who wants to tackle that.
Tiers are kind of flawed, but
Yeah, tiers are kind of a flawed system because what people find difficult changes per person, but usually you just assign a tier to a map to give a rough estimate of the difficulty. So I'd say that was like a 3 or 4, depending on who labels it.
Yeah, there's some variance in the tiers. I guess you have a high tier 3 or a low tier 4.
So 1 is the easiest and 6 is the hardest. I don't think we've seen a tier 7 yet, but eventually I'm sure something will pop up that is universally considered the hardest map.
Well, there's a couple people out there who have beaten all the maps, so there's going to be someone out there who wants to keep pushing the difficulty level.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the people here surfing right now actually have beaten all of the maps. Yes.
Man,
and
if
some of the
only I could
maps
do
are
that. Incredible.
Close to it.
Yeah.
Excluding Surf Truffle, that's not a map.
Well, you just got $100 from CI Cat 255, who says meow, cat face.
Well, thank you, Catface.
Ready to go on the next one.
This is a beautiful looking map. Oh my gosh. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. What map is this?
Oh, this one's cool.
This is Surf Ethereal. It's a tier 3, I think, stage map.
I think it was made by Furix and Synchronize.
Oh, I love the texture on the ramps.
It's considered a tier 2. Very nice looking map, though. Very fun to play. Very smooth.
Yeah, that's the thing with the surf maps, is that some of them are made really well, where you can surf on the ramp and it glides beautifully, and some of them are just
depth textures,
jagged, and you just get caught on random parts of the ramp. But yeah, there we go.
You know,
it just jinxed you.
What would you call that? Would you call that ramp DDoS or what?
That's a ramp bug, and that one's a flaw of the engine. It's not because of the ramp itself. Sometimes it's just poorly made ramps, but other times it's just the engine not handling collision properly.
Yeah, it sucks to lose a good time on your run too, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the higher the tick rate, I think the more it happens, I think.
The higher the what?
The higher the tick rate, the more the ramp bugs happen. So.
You think you'd want to play on a higher tick server?
Well, tick rate affects your speed, correct?
It affects acceleration.
Okay.
So most maps are designed to be played on a specific tick rate, and some servers do run surf maps on a higher tick rate, and allows you to get much more speed on these ramps.
Yeah, Kurt and I are smiling.
That was a nice little trick at the end there.
Yeah, some of those moves are really tough.
So I think Spalix wins again. He's got these beautiful maps on lockdown.
Come on, Blocks. You gotta represent those world record times.
So what's the next map you guys got?
Anymore though. I'm not that good
It's a washed up rank just like me.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on Surf Tree Fort here, which is a tier 5 staged map.
Really difficult.
It's quite difficult.
Yeah.
You know when you're watching someone who's really good at something when they make it look easy, and these guys make it look so easy.
Yeah, when I got introduced to surfing, I was actually watching Lang before we became best of buds surfing. I'm like, this guy is this game mode's easy, and I just hopped in his server because I wanted to join the streamer's server, and I couldn't even beat the first stage. It is amazing how difficult it is and how easy they make it look.
That feeling when you like first fall down a ramp and you're like, I see these guys moving. Yeah. How am I not doing the same thing?
It is easy to learn, but incredibly difficult to master.
Yeah. It is such a good feeling though when you beat a map that you've been working on for a long time, because it's all about that feeling of accomplishment.
Yes.
And if you get something immediately, that immediate gratification, it's not as same as when you work for it and you really put the time in and get a good time on a map that you want.
Yeah, for me personally, beating Omnific for the first time was a moment. It was a good moment.
Wow.
I think a lot of people consider that one of the... I mean, at least a year ago, it was considered one of the harder maps. I don't know how it's considered now, but it's good. It's a really good feeling.
Still a hard
beating
map.
a very difficult map that you've put a lot of time into. Or even just finding a shortcut and getting that run that you've been working at for a long time.
Yeah. That's an iconic surf map, too, because... everyone has seen that map. It just looks so good. And
I believe that's the finale for this event as well. So we are on Surf Tree Fort. This map's been around for a long time, but it is very good, and it is quite difficult as well. So you want to count them down?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. I want to read a donation from Squish Squash, who donates $25, saying, "Here's to 100K. Congrats on raising so much money for such a good cause." And we just hit 100K in the previous segment, which is a pretty big milestone for us. So thank you guys so much for supporting. that shortcut.
If you guys don't have any specific questions for us, you can just fire out some donations.
All right. So what do we got here, Slyn?
Another another $150 from Chorus. No, just
well, thank
$150.
you.
So thanks, Chorus.
Well, this is kind of how surfing is, at least for me. It was something to chill out after studying a lot after school. I just played about an hour of surf before bed, just blast my favorite music and just go at it. And it's just a very relaxing experience. And I think that's how a lot of people approach it. And obviously there's a community behind it. You can make a lot of friends as well.
Anonymous donates $100 and says, a C note for the kids. What you guys are doing is great, and it makes me proud to be a part of this community. Heart.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, I've seen a bunch of donations come through that have no message on them, such as like Durf123 just donates $100 with no message.
Wow.
And even though you guys have no message, or if you guys are donating smaller amounts and have messages on them, we really appreciate every little bit counts. Random Brawl with $30 saying, I wish I could have watched day one, work ate my time. And we know that a bunch of people on Friday weren't able to tune in because of work and other obligations, but that's why we're here doing 3 days this year. Last year we did 36 hours in a row, and this time I think spacing it over the weekend gives us more opportunity to watch cool stuff.
It is nice to get sleep. I didn't get too much sleep yesterday. In fact, I couldn't even talk that much, but getting sleep between each day is wonderful, and I think it structures the event a little bit nicer for everyone.
This is so difficult. It just looks so easy, but it's so hard.
Yeah, I think you're on the last stage, correct?
Second to last.
Second last stage.
The previous stage was difficult because you hit your head all the time.
I'm surprised Red Sea is keeping up. He's having some trouble when we're practicing.
Oh man, that gap right there, like you have to span this entire.
Oh, see, that's all it takes, just a little bit off, and you just have to restart the stage, which is why some of these maps that have longer stages are so difficult. Every strafe counts.
Well, it's one thing when you like look up a YouTube video and you see someone doing a perfect run, or when you watch a bot do a perfect run, but it's another thing to have someone just do it live and just go like, yeah, I know this, like I can do this easy.
Yeah, there are a lot of surf channels that post world records for their respective servers, and a lot of them are crazy. All of them no fails.
I think Slyn has a record, right? Slyn, you got that 3-hour time on airflow, right?
Yes.
That is on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
That's a pretty good
that's
record
right.
right there.
No, that was literally the happiest moment in my entire life. I can't think of some, like I graduated college, this and that. Like, no, that was the best moment ever, was beating Surf Airflow. It took me 3 hours.
You gonna do the bonus?
I haven't even looked at the bonus. I'm scared.
It's harder than the last stage.
This is the last stage here.
Yeah, this stage is pretty wild too. It's up and down and back again.
Yeah, I know a lot of people looking at this for the first time go like, how does he know where to go? You know, how would you know where you're supposed to put yourself?
How do I do the first ramp?
Yeah, for those that are watching, can you guys refer them to a few servers, whether it be TF2, CS, CS:GO? What are the best servers?
So TF2, we've got Resurfed pretty much has a monopoly at this point on skill surf. There's different kinds of surfing. There's combat surf with guns that some people like to do. I'm personally not a fan of it. But so if you check out resurf.com, we've got our servers on there. One really cool bit of tech that we just recently added is we've got a bot on every server that will constantly loop through the world record of the map, and you can just sit on the server and watch how the fastest time did his run of that map.
That is very cool.
It only took a year to get it.
That is still really cool.
We're going to a couple other donations we've gotten here. Stabby with a $77. He says, my own personal knife and ambassador. They've done me well. Much love to you and all the kids.
Wow, thank you, Stabby.
So that's awesome. Indigo with $136.33 says, this unusual cost me $400 when I traded my entire inventory for it. I don't play TFT much anymore, so I hope this hat goes to someone who needs it more. And I know that we've been recently opening up the unusual donations for Tip of the Hats. That's something that we're doing this year. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and how that works?
Well, you can donate keys MVM tickets, and now unusuals, and a couple other items, and all of those items get transferred into cash immediately and go directly to One Step Camp. That is one of many different ways to donate. You can actually buy this t-shirt below the stream. There is a Teespring campaign. I believe we eclipsed 350 shirts sold.
Whoa.
And you can also donate, but you also can subscribe to the Twitch channel, which all profits from that go directly to One Step Camp as well. And I believe there's 3 or 4 more ways to donate that we will cover throughout the rest of this segment. And I don't know why I'm still holding this banana, but
who doesn't want to hold a banana? Come on.
It's perfect fit for my hand, you know?
You gotta eat another one for us, Lynn.
Yeah, maybe.
We are
Open up for the spray.
Oh, have we gotten that tweet yet? And you guys tweet it, please. I want to
I'd love
see
to
that.
see that tweet for the
I'm
bananas.
not sure.
Okay,
sprays.
we'll see it. I want to see that.
Okay, we'll start this next map in 3, 2, 1, go.
I believe this is Surf Metallic. I think it's a tier 5 map with a pretty tough ending, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
This map is a little bit dark, but it looks fine on this screen. I like the theming for it.
Yeah, it's very shiny and metallic-y, or just metallic.
It's shiny. This music's perfect for this.
Yeah, like I was saying,
Whoa.
this is surfing. It's a very good way to relax
Oh my
and
God.
also develop an interesting skill set. That is.
I think it's funny that we talk about relaxing and surfing because, yeah, if you know the map like the back of your hand, it's relaxing. But if you're doing this like for the first time and trying to get a good time, it's actually really difficult.
Well, I from people watching, I used to surf on stream all the time. It's like, I don't know why you're not getting frustrated. You're failing this really hard map constantly. Like,
Right.
what's going through your head? It's just like you just get used to it and you just relax and you make the adjustments and beat the map and
Right.
it feels good. It's just a good time.
Yeah.
There are few things more satisfying than grinding out a map and finally getting exactly what you've been working for. Whether it be a slight improve of 0.5 seconds or beating the hardest map you've done so far.
And like even when you're a beginner, you just fail like a tier 2 map, and then a month later, that's the easiest map in the world for you, and you just work your way up the tiers and level up your rank on the server. It's a very addicting experience. Most surf servers, no matter what game you choose, have some sort of ranking system based off of stage and map completion and times as well. If you are a top 10 or.
Sure.
In some servers, I believe KSF and CS Source has a ranking system based off of, I forgot, like tiers of times. If you get a certain group points, thank you. If you hit a certain group.
Restrict also has that too.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's slightly different. It's not the same like algorithm they would use, but it's the same concept.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And Troffle just beat the ending like it was the easiest
Yeah, I
run
was
ever.
gonna say it looks. Yeah, I've heard that before though. Some people comparing surfing almost like to working out, where I wouldn't know, but when you lift the first weights, like it's hard at first, but then later on you can lift something and it just feels like nothing because you've worked up that strength over time. You've built up that skill.
Yeah, it's very similar to developing any other technical skill. It is a very, very technical skill. You could have all the shortcuts mapped out in front of you, but you need to be able to execute those shortcuts and those routes that are constantly being found out.
Well, it's got a bit of that speedrunning element to it, where you're really kind of competing against yourself and your best time. But there's other people who are doing that as well, and you can compare. And that's why the community for surfing is so tight, because everyone experiences the same thing, and they can all compare notes.
All right, there's a fly that almost flew in my mouth. There we are on the next map.
I might as well read another donation here from Cliff. Donates $102 and says, "Tip of the hats is probably the most amazing thing to ever come out of the TF2 community. Keep up the amazing work, guys."
Well, thank you.
That's super nice. Uncle Dane with $100.42 with only a simple message, Slin P.
Wow, thank you, Uncle Dane.
Thank you, Dane.
This is a very interesting map. I believe Juxtapo made this. It kind of blends staged and linear maps together it can be done in a linear sense, but it also is a staged map. But I can count you guys down. We can talk more about the map as you guys go through it. 3, 2, 1, go. So what is the name of this map again? It is a really good map. Desolate, I think?
Yeah, Desolate.
It's a very good map.
Jux, who also made Surf Ethereal, well, with the help of some other people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of these players are going to make it all the way through, but if they do screw up, they are not going to have to go back to the very beginning. But as you can see, it is set up in a way where they can just beat it all in one go, and certain shortcuts throughout the map can be done if you retain the speed between the stages. A very interesting design concept, and I think Streebree, I forgot the name of the map, but he first came up with it many years ago.
Surf Depths.
Surf Depths, yeah.
I love this song.
No,
I don't know the name of the song, but I've heard it so many times. I love this song. Streamer, what is the name of this song?
So we had a bit of a late start getting this segment going, and we had a treat for the very end, but we want to make sure we get it on stream. And next up, we're gonna go to our last map, more or less. We have more lined up,
we have
of
time.
course.
We were told that we can go overtime a little bit, so don't worry about it. Probably not like a half an hour over, but 10-15 minutes is no big deal.
All right, cool. Thanks,
That
guys.
sounds good.
This is something that's so nice about the surfers as well. They've been like working with us and like helping us to put together this event. So
We've got a lot of stuff to show off.
yeah, shout out to
We
you
got
guys.
the top surfers all gathered in one place.
It is
Red
very
Sea, a top
interesting.
surfer? I don't know about that one.
Poor Red Sea.
After that last year.
Hashtag never forget 2015.
It's okay, Red Sea. We still love you.
Thanks.
Oh man. Okay, I feel pretty bad now.
Feels bad, man.
Bible thumb.
So yeah, this is a very long map. I forgot how long this is, but it's a nice one. I think this is the you're approaching the last quote-unquote stage after you drop down in this area. I believe this is the last bit of it, Flodgin.
Yeah, a lot of the maps we picked out are very smooth, very fun to play. As are most of the maps.
Yeah, for me personally, there's not many maps that I do not like in surfing, and a lot of them are incredibly old maps that aren't played that much anymore, at least in the resurf servers.
Classics is kind of bad.
I like classics actually because it was so easy that I could beat it every time.
When I first started surfing, there was only like 10 maps in TF2, and I played TF2, so I started in TF2 Surf. And Classics was pretty much the only map played. I know 4 for Medic for Froyotech, or ex-Medic of Froyotech, loves that map to death. I don't know why.
It's a good one. I like it. It's got so many stages. You feel like you're getting stuff done.
Yeah.
It takes a special person to like classics.
I'm a special person, I guess.
Oh man.
I'm gonna get through a couple of special people here on these donations. Smitley JD with $10 saying thanks for the awesome event. Frantic Slug with $100 says normally on a fall Saturday I'd be spending all day watching college football, but this isn't a normal day. This event is always a joy to watch, and I hope to see it continue for years to come. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Frantic Slug. Good guy.
Thank you, Frantic Slug. Well, as you can see, Flogin is now doing the stage from the beginning of the stage, and now he cannot do certain shortcuts before, so it's just very neat map design. A lot of time, thought, and effort goes into a map like this to create such depth in gameplay.
Yeah. I really like that, where you can have a map that plays one way if you're just doing it one stage at a time, but if you connect them all together, you can actually get some sick shortcuts out of it.
Did anybody actually win that map? I don't think we saw that.
LPK got it.
LPK did
that.
finish the map in first place.
I'm sorry, did we chop it too quickly?
No, it's fine. I don't think we saw it, but it's okay.
Just trying to hurry
I haven't
up.
seen Blocks get a win on the board here.
One surf me, Slim.
He did win surf me.
Okay, I just didn't see it then. Just giving him a hard time. I love that guy.
I need to bring up your airflow time again.
No, we're good. We talked enough about airflow.
Is that actually on YouTube? Because
Yeah.
I saw that highlight, and
Yeah.
it is unreal.
I had much longer
I
hair.
saw it live.
Yes, because I saw the beginning of this. I'm like, okay, Slin's going through this map, but I remember the last stage on this map's pretty tough.
Yeah.
And
I remember beating it at like 3 o'clock in the morning and like slamming the walls, like just out of excitement, and my roommates were all asleep.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, some maps are, we'll count this down real quick. This is Surf, it's Surf Black Screen, because I think this...
Oh, Surf Black Screen, classic.
Well, it is actually Surf Overgrowth. We're back in here. This is a very pretty map, and it's also quite old. 3, 2, 1, go. And it's another map that has a lot of interesting shortcuts in it. I think this is one of, at least overall, favorite maps as far as surfing goes. It's played a lot. At least it used to be played a ton in TF2 and in Source when I used to play in both of those games.
Yeah, you talked about the tier system earlier. This map is what I would consider almost the definition of a tier 4. Like when I'm trying to design a tier of map, this is almost what I judge everything by.
Yeah, and a lot of the maps that are tiered or staged, they are usually kind of ramp up in difficulty, and this map has a very smooth ramp up in difficulty. Sure. Every single stage is just ever so slightly more difficult than the one before.
That's something I was going to bring up, though, is that I feel like the last stage on Overgrowth, when we get to it, we can talk about it a little bit more, but I feel like that's by far the most difficult stage in the map. So is that considered part of Tier 4 then as well, or does the first stage, is that what you're judging off the Tier 4 part?
I would say the hardest part of the map.
You always judge it off the end.
We make it up.
It is community driven.
Okay.
Yeah, Surf ACP was tier 3 or tier 4 for the longest time, and that is not a difficult map. So some of the tiers, I think in TF2 that map and several other maps, the tiers have been adjusted. But in CS, where surfing kind of grew up, some of the tiers are a little skewed, I'd say.
This part's always makes me nervous.
The reason for that is because ACP is an extremely old map,
yeah.
And at the time it was considered difficult, and then as time passes, people get better.
Same thing with Sandman.
Yeah, Sandman.
Yeah. Well, that's what I really liked about the Resurf community, was that they had all different levels of servers. So they have the super elite server, and they also have the beginner server, so you can find maps for your skill level. People will pop into streams and ask like, oh, like what's a good map to start on? But you just say, yeah, just hop in this server. It's got all the beginner maps for you.
Yeah, and as you rank up, there are servers that are private, so you can actually grind out points. Generally, when you're new, you want to play as many maps as possible just to get that experience on easier and harder maps. But when you get better at surfing, you've beaten most of the maps, you want to really grind out those times so you can get more and more points. And when you have a higher rank, you can do that with like-minded people that want to do that.
So.
Yeah, we only have the VIP server where you donate or you're rank 50, so it's not too restrictive.
Pretty much how KSF has it, and a lot of the servers on CSGO and whatnot.
If you guys aren't familiar with Kamikaze Strike Force, they're a Counter-Strike surfing group. I guess it's kind of like the Resurf community, but
probably link their YouTube in chat. If you want to see really, really good runs, pretty much the best runs, just go to their YouTube.
I think it's KSF Records if someone wants to link that in chat. I'm addicted to that channel. Every time a video is posted, I watch it immediately. Usually the videos are like 1 minute long because they're so quick. It's like, oh, Trop will beat Omnific in 2 minutes.
I mean, can you imagine if those YouTube videos were like the entire length of how long it took you from start to finish to beat that map? It would be hours and hours.
Well, that's an example of what Slim was talking about. The last ramp on the stage is pretty much the definitive part of this map. If you can do that, you are essentially a tier 4 surfer. It is quite difficult to retain your speed and go off that last ramp at the correct angle. If you go too high, you're going to land short. If you go too low, you're not going to make it onto the platform. So who won that map? Because
it was LPK.
Okay, sorry.
LPK again.
Can you guys announce the winner?
We should just keep
it's like a jump scare.
We don't want to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
I also want to add something to the KSF Records thing. There's also a TF2 Records YouTube.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
Resurfed Community, I think. Resurfed Community. One of those. It's run by Insomnia, and she does like all the work on it, all the videos, and yeah. Check it out.
That's really cool. I'm going to go subscribe to that after this segment. I love watching me some speedrun surfs, especially for maps that are exclusive to certain games. You can't really see a TF2 exclusive map on the KSF channel. So Yeah, I'll definitely be hitting that up.
Cool. Just a reminder, all you guys, we are running this stream, Tip of the Hats 2016, to support One Step Camp. So there's a bunch of donations coming in. Thank you guys so much for your support. The number below that I'm pointing at down here, somewhere down here,
it's right there.
$100,000 raised for charity, which is amazing.
That is amazing, and we're keeping on trucking.
Yeah.
And we have another day left after this, and we got a full night of pubbing and a few other events as well. I think we have Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes tonight.
Yeah,
I think we do.
I think it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. We have something going on tonight.
A bunch of stuff going on tonight. We have this box sitting here randomly. I'm not sure what that's for.
We actually know what it's for. It's not necessarily a surprise
It was
anymore.
a donation incentive.
A donation incentive. Sideshow is going to get in this box with. I think this hole is for a GoPro,
or
or
maybe
maybe
it's for his arms so he can play with the controller.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So it's going to be pretty wacky.
Yeah.
It's going to go off the rails if you're interested in that type of thing. Are we on the next map?
We are ready to start as soon as you guys are.
All right. So
explain this.
This is Surf Royal, a very difficult ending of a map. It's a very interesting structure of a map, but we can count it down right now because I imagine the last stage might take a little bit. 3, 2, 1. So this map is a little bit different than Overgrowth in that the stages aren't really separated in difficulty very well. A tier 3 surfer, I would say, probably could get to the last stage, but the last stage is just so unbelievably difficult. On most servers, it's considered a tier 6 map, which is considered very, very difficult. So we will probably see most of these guys burn through this map up until the very end. I will be very impressed if they can one-shot this last stage here live on stream.
Yeah, it's going to be a great choke fest. Only how many people? 3,200 or something?
Oh, we have 118 pins left.
Yeah, I'm wearing one right here.
If you're interested in the Tip of the Hats jaunty pins.
Yeah, Blocks is already on the last stage here, and there is a lot of spinning, and it's hard to tell what's going on if you've never played the map before. Essentially, he's going to be spinning, I believe, clockwise, and then shift to counterclockwise, immediately surf off the top of a ramp, and hope that he gets to the end of the stage.
Jeez.
Oh no, he landed on the top. I don't know if you can still beat it. No.
Oh, that'd be cheesy.
You can definitely cheese it.
I'm going to read a bunch of these donations while you guys try and grind out this last stage here. So we have...
Red Sea just beat it.
Are you serious?
I was looking.
All right, go back and do it again, Red Sea. We didn't see
again.
it. We need to see someone beat this because it's so...
Switch the camera to someone else that's not Red Sea.
I did the super fast way, too.
All right, do it again, Red Sea. He's doing it again. He's doing it again. No pressure.
Okay.
No pressure, just like last year. Oh, okay. He's got it. He's got it.
There you go.
Well, you just missed me.
Oh, okay. Essentially, you have to weave through that area and barely land on this small platform, and that is the end of the stage. And he's trying to do it the cheeky, fast way, the world record style. Let's see if he can get it here.
Just missed me doing it.
Dog.
There it is. Like it's just like pops up.
if I I didn't see Blocks do it, so we're just gonna assume he never did it.
Yeah, Blocks really didn't do it.
It's in chat.
So Red Sea redeeming himself in the best way possible, doing the last stage twice on Surf Royal.
I really want to get through some of these donations.
Okay, go for
I know we
it.
got a ton of them, so if I don't read all of them, I'm really sorry. Sleeping Bear with $20 saying, I love this community. Smiley Face, Zoot Suit Rider, $100. Shout out to all my buds in chat. Anonymous, $50. Great to see my brothers surfing with the best. Good luck to everyone else. Hans with $5 saying, hey, that's pretty good.
Pretty good?
That's pretty good. Zappy, $620 with $10 saying, hey guys, thank you so much for hosting this event for the past few years. It's always fun to watch. I hope you guys meet the donation goal as it is for a great cause. Shout out to everyone watching and my little Steam group, the Skilled Gardeners.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Keep on donating, man. I can't believe we got past 100K
There's so many
today.
of these. I can't read all of them, so I'm really sorry.
Oh,
but,
you're going to have plenty of time on this map. This is going to be our last race for the evening, I
think.
Oh,
is it Omnific, I assume?
It absolutely is.
Perfect. Oh, baby. So this is a beautiful map. This is probably the definitive surf map. Everybody loves this map. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but mostly everybody does. I think this is one of the most played maps for good reason.
Right. And I think the reason people like it so much is because it features a little bit for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 different map makers that came together and each made a
Do you want to get started real quick? I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
So yeah, and we got 5 different surfers doing this one. But yeah, I guess a bunch of different map makers came together, made this beautiful map. It's all colored by whichever map maker made it. And each of them made one of each of the 6 tiers of skill level, I guess, it takes to beat this.
Yeah, I think it was made by Checkum, QR, and Nairo. A very beautiful map. LT, Omnific, and Unicorn were both made and textured by Nairo, I believe. 2 of my favorite maps, absolutely stunning, beautiful maps, as well as great surf. And there are so many shortcuts on this map. If you have not seen Tropicopter's world record on this map, do yourself a favor and check that out. Tropicopter Omnific world record in the YouTubes, or you could check him out. Check out the highlight on his Twitch channel, which is Twitch TV Tropicopter.
We should have done Unicorn for sure.
It does have some wonderful music, but I like the aesthetic. It's a very pretty map.
I just wish it didn't have HDR. Makes certain parts blindingly bright.
Yeah.
So I will read more donations then.
Yeah, this is a very long map. I think the world record is just under, I want to say 6 minutes. I don't remember correctly. But it is a very
5:30.
Yeah, 5:30? Oh
Wow. It's kind of like the, you know, people when they started running the mile, they're like, oh, you could never get a 4-minute mile.
Yeah.
And then someone did it, the time just keeps going down.
So, Troffle, how long did it take you to get the world record on this map?
Well, my total time on this map's like probably 6 days playtime just on this map.
What?
But after all the practicing, it probably took like 12 rotations, which is 80 minutes each, to do it.
Unreal. I tried my best to watch as much as humanly possible. It was amazing to actually see the replay live on your stream. It's just unreal how many shortcuts are on this map. It seems like every other stage has a significant shortcut.
There's, yeah, almost every stage has its own unique route with a lot of speed. And there's also some shortcuts that aren't done in the actual run.
Oh, wow.
But it's like B-hops off ramps and stuff like that that probably will never be in a run.
Oh, is it because it's too difficult to execute it on consistently?
Yeah, it's like for like a stage record instead of a map record.
Oh, I see.
Currently, everyone's waiting for Scanny to beat the current world record.
Yeah.
So that Trophel has to spend a ton of time grinding again.
All right, well, I'll try to make it through some of these donations. Desolate Cabbage with $100 saying, well, I barely have enough money for this since I get my money from my paper route, and this is about a month's pay. So thank you, Desolate Cabbage, for the 100.
Thank you.
Smitty with $90 saying, my very good friend Kevin Ispone tries to one-up my $10 donation with his $100 donation. So here's the 90 to bring my total up to 100, and I bought one of the enamel pins as well. So take that, Kevin.
Wow, thank you.
Your move, Kevin Ispone. Let's see what you got. Also, hello, Slyn. Voodoo Ray with $100 saying, happy to support such a wonderful cause. All the best with the rest of the donation drive. Much love, folks. Voodoo Ray.
Well, thank you guys. So we are approaching the, I think the end of the Tier 4 stages or the beginning of the Tier 5 stages. The way this map is structured, there are 18 stages, 3 of each tier. And as far as stage progression goes, this map is quite good at just that. And you guys will definitely see how difficult this map gets near the end as well.
Maybe until the tier 6s. A lot of people think stage 16 being the most difficult stage on this map.
That is true, yeah. That is a very, very difficult stage. If you leave the ramp a quarter of a second too early or late, you will not make it. You'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about when we get there. Spalex is still in first place here, according to this plugin, stage 13, 3 stages away from the dreaded stage 16.
It's a really cool race plugin.
It really is. It was made recently, I believe, by the Jump community and ported into the Surf servers.
Oh.
It was made by Nolam. Yeah.
By who?
Nolam?
Nolam.
Nolam.
I believe he actually makes, I think he's made a few jump maps, and I know he's made some TAS jump videos on his channel, which are unbelievable. The tool-assisted jump runs.
I just saw Kevin
He even made a TAS plugin as well.
I just want to shout out Kevin's Pwn, who just donated $5 right there to make sure he stays ahead of Smitty. I think it's kind of funny. And yeah, it looks like Spalex was a little bit stuck on stage 13, but giving people time to catch up, and then now he's ahead again at 14.
I think this map actually is, for me personally, I think most maps are harder in TF2 because of the hitboxes and how the slight differences in the game work. Can you guys hear that on stream? There's a fan going. You guys can hear the fan going. Someone's got a battery fan going on.
Someone's blending something right now.
What was I saying?
A lot of work has actually been put into this port to make it as accurate as possible to the source counterpart.
I know what you were saying, Kurt. You're saying that in TF2, the player models are a little bit bigger than in other games, so that does make it a little more difficult.
Yeah, and I think there's actually 2 or 3 different versions of this map that were ported. I think the first time this map was ported into TF2, it broke very quickly, so they had to like scramble and make stage 16 very easy with some sort of anti-grav thing. But I think 17? Okay. But I think now the version they are surfing right now is very close to the original version of the map.
I think it's an amazing amount of knowledge that you guys have about surfing, because there's just so much that goes into it. You need like a surfing historian to know all these changes and who made these different plugins and that kind of thing.
It's very community driven, and when you're a part of the community, you know a lot about it. It's very rewarding to be a part of a community that a game mode that is driven by a community solely. It's not, you guys are, the community is essentially the developers. As long as the servers stay alive, the community runs the game.
Yeah, we've all burned entirely too much time into this game mode.
Well, I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's just it's an interesting skill set. It's very niche, but it's also very, very skillful. Not many people in the world will ever be able to get as good as some of you guys are.
See that $5.01 from Smitty in the corner. I want to read a donation here from Tordana, who owns Resurf, and $30 saying, "Forward to kids, shout out to Resurfed."
Well, Tordana, I believe, owns Resurfed after the
He's also in here.
Well, hello.
Here, yeah.
Hey.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Tordana.
So I took over from Quinana, who ran the amazing Jump It and Surf It servers for a long time, and I really got into skill surf playing on the Surf It server. And then about the end of 2013, I think it was, she decided she was tired of spending the money and the time to run the servers, so I sort of did my best to put together Resurfed at that point, with huge help from Malt in particular, who created the timer plugin that we're using. And then recently, Deathly has been doing a lot of work on the servers. I haven't done a whole lot of actual work recently, sort of handing it off and playing secretary, I guess.
I think that's one amazing part, because I mean, I'm good friends with Klanana. She did a lot of work, supporting the community, not with just the Surf servers, but also the Jump In, the MGE servers. But I think that Tordana, you guys and the community have done a lot of work to really keep beefing up this server and making it better and continuing to iterate and developing more servers for different regions. And there's just a lot of work that goes into the server. I know that recently the bots that were put on the server with the world record times and the stage times are so cool.
Yeah, the community has been just outstanding. There's so many people helping out, making maps, porting maps, doing stuff on the server, donating money to help keep the servers paid for. It's just, it's a great community. Everybody's super friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed throughout like the 3 or 4 years of surfing is if you're new and you ask for help, there are so many people that want to show you how to do the stage and teach you and help you learn. It's a very helpful environment, and on any server, unless you're RTVing every map, don't do that if you're new.
I'm gonna read a couple more donations here. Ethug with $50 says, "I love how tip of the hats can bring out so much talent for such a good cause. I love you, Slyn, and hope the best for all the talent. Shout out to Sideshow for being my home slice. What a guy." And yeah, I think that Ethug does bring up a good point, though, which is that the surfing talent that comes out and all the talent that we've seen so far has been really cool.
It really is.
$30 from the Grandmaster. This community has been an enormous part of my life since my TF2 arrival in Pyromania. Never change, guys. Never change. Ashley DeMuffin with $50. I know I said this last 50 was for tomorrow, but in the UK, it's now Sunday, so it's kind of okay. But I don't think I'll be around tomorrow, and I had to make that 150, so here it is. Love to everyone involved. Great work. Let's help them kids.
Thank you guys so much. Stage 17 is actually proving to be the Trump stage. It's very difficult to get through here. Troffel and Stig beating the notorious stage 16, but both of them are having a little bit of trouble here on 17. I guess it has a lot to do with the long build-up for stage 17. The very beginning of it is not too difficult until the very end. It's actually quite a long stage.
Yeah, stream pressure probably has nothing to do with it.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nothing to do with it. No pressure. Don't screw up.
And the thing with a lot of these super long stages is
Oh
My gosh.
Troffel actually beat it, and he is on the final stage of this final map here. Before the surprise, I guess, you guys have in store for us?
What? We don't have a surprise.
You don't have a surprise? I thought you said you had a surprise. Is that the Slin B? Okay. Well, I just brought you
I
up
don't know
for
what that
no
is,
reason.
so that is...
I want to know what that was. That was a surprise, but I don't know what it was.
Well, they were standing in a line, so I thought it was like a banana or something, maybe.
Well, we'll have
I'll
to
never
find
know.
out one of these days.
Someone hasn't tweeted that yet?
I haven't seen it, but my phone's on silent.
Well, we should have someone keeping track of the Twitter, but yeah, let's bust out our phones. Live on stream. We're just hosting this event. We're looking at our phones.
We're looking at our phones
We're hosting
right now.
it. I'm gonna actually check
see it.
real quick. Oh, it's not there?
Nope, didn't see it.
Okay.
Never happened.
Yeah, it never happened.
Don't know if
I
anyone
think Slin's
grabbed the
lying.
screenshot.
No one got the screenshot?
I don't know
I
if
got a
anyone did.
screenshot. I'll drop it in Discord in a second.
Okay.
Memes. Just memes.
Well, we got a three-way tie on the last stage here. And it's a very...
Spalex.
Did
Finishing
Spalex...
it out.
He really just came out of nowhere and beat everyone. I think it was Stig and Troffel in the lead for the longest time here. Can Troffel get this done? Really? No.
Yeah, but I just still.
Oh, yeah.
Troffel coming in hot with the second place finish. And do you guys want to see the ending here? It's quite an elaborate ending. I don't know if we have time for it, but I believe it was Nairo that made this very elaborate ending to this map. Oh yeah, we have music too. Do you guys know how long this ending is? Because I know it is quite long.
It's like
5 minutes.
All right, chat. This is where you need to give them your energy.
Yeah, you need to give them their energy so they can get the pod to get out of
Your
here.
energy.
Lend
All
them
of
your
it.
I
energy.
mean, 5 minutes is nothing compared to the many hours it takes to beat the map.
Yeah, I don't remember how long it took me to beat this map for the first time, but it took many attempts at stage 16, 17, and 18 to get through it. I have not seen this in a while. And
Energy.
the more energy, the faster it spins, guys. I think there's like the energy
Hooked
emote
up
now,
to
right?
Twitch chat.
It is hooked up to Twitch chat. This version of this map.
Totally not a kappa.
Kind of like Choice Chamber.
Exactly like Choice Chamber.
Oh my dog.
You're almost powered up.
I'm just imagining that meme, you know, it's like,
It's going Super Saiyan. I don't think that's a meme. I think that's just part of Dragon
you're
Ball
right,
Z.
you're right.
We're almost there. We have almost reached ultimate banana climax.
Spoiler alert, it just turns into Slin's face.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that would be amazing.
We need a custom version of this map that like turns into Sideshow in a box.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
We got Sideshow in a box coming up.
2017.
it would be in TotH 2017.
Are you gonna miss the pod? I think there's a pod coming up.
Did we miss it?
Are we losing energy
Did you
right
miss
now?
it, Truffle?
Are we
You
losing
just
energy?
zoned out.
There's not enough energy, chat.
Yeah, I
Come
think we
on.
lost the energy.
Lost energy.
People are dying in the game right now. LPK just died. Sticks
my
died.
Dude, it's killing everybody.
The pod's here.
Where is the pod?
I think the pod's here.
Is Truffle AFK? Oh, he's going to the pod. He's got his Batman
in.
hat on.
Ooh, there.
Oh, get in the pod.
Ooh.
Okay. He's made it to the pod.
Is this like
There's
Willy
three
Wonka
of
in
them in
the
there.
chocolate factory?
Hups just died. Oh my gosh.
Too powerful.
I didn't earn it.
Well, thank you, chat, for the energy. They are going home. Or somewhere. I think this is where Germa went. And now he's here. Are Truffle and Spalix going to appear here?
That's getting annoying.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to check outside the door if they're here now. But well done, guys. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for showing us your surfing skills and your community. Our community.
Yeah,
It
we
is great to
unfortunately
be here.
we didn't have nearly enough time to shout everyone out and all that good stuff. But thanks a ton for having us.
No, we really
If you guys
appreciate
want to
it.
throw in some quick shout outs, we can do that right before we cut off here.
Shout out to Dylan, Gator, and Capybara.
Shout outs to Not a Zombie. He's doing a lot of work on the servers in place of a lot of people right now.
Well, thank you guys.
Is that it?
Everybody else? Well, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's working on Tip of the Hats.
Well, thank
It's an amazing
you.
event so far.
Awesome.
You guys definitely upped it up. Upped it up. Yeah,
Upped it up.
upped it up.
We got
Upped it
some
up.
Shout out to them all.
curtains here.
General shout out to everybody that keeps surfing and keeps making this game mode happen because it's fun.
Hell yeah.
They also pay for the servers.
That too.
Yeah, we just take your dirty money.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for participating in Tip of the Hats 2016. We really appreciate it. I know that.
Trufflecopter has a shout out to the kids. His mic doesn't work, but you want to make sure that got out there.
Well, thank you, Truffle.
Thanks, Truffle. And thank all you guys for putting in the effort and like working with us and coordinating to get that segment on Tip of the Hats. We really appreciate it, and it's one of my favorite segments every year. So really appreciate it.
It was a
guys.
treat. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Well, with that all wrapped up there, we are at $104,000, so we've made some significant progress.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and we have some, donation incentives coming up. Nathan Vetterline, the Scout voice actor, will pub in character as the Scout. That's $2,500 out of $10,000.
I want to. Do we have to like go to a Be Right Back screen? We could just read off donation comments, and we want to go to a Be Right Back screen.
We do want to go to a Be Right Back
All
screen.
right, I guess
so-
we can't do donation readings. We'll do it immediately as we get back. So keep those donations coming, guys. Thank you so much. And Sideshow is getting in this box.